Hello everyone, this is Gorax and today I'll show you Forest Guard, a new neutral unit. She is a range unit with great damage output. Let's read her skills. Rock Piercing Arrow does every 4 seconds. Forest Guard fires arrows at enemy defensive units, attack up to 4 units. On the battlefield, dealing true damage equal to 5% of max HP. For every enemy defensive unit attacked, Forest Guard gains 1 energy. Upon gaining 5 energy, Forest Guard takes aim and deals damage equal to 200% of own attack to a large range of enemy units around the enemy unit with the lowest HP on the battlefield. This attack cannot be silenced. Danger Aftershock increases Forest Guard unit damage by 40% and crit hit by 400. The Rock Piercing Arrow that Forest Guard fires causes an aftershock that deals damage equal to 200% of own attack to enemy units within a certain range of units hit by the skill. Also reduces defensive units unit damage reduction by 20% and offensive unit damage by 20% for 4 seconds and stacks up to 4 times. When this skill is triggered, Forest Guard has a 25% chance of casting 1 instance of attack command on all friendly units, increasing their defense pierce by 200. This effect cannot be dispelled and lasts 10 seconds. Common Enemy increases Forest Guard unit damage and unit damage reduction by 40% each. Forest Guard casts Common Enemy once every 15 seconds, gaining 2 energy and creates a shield equal to 50% of her max HP for herself. Also increases her block value and tenacity by 200 each. The effect lasts 10 seconds, cannot be dispelled or removed, but breaks upon receiving 15 attacks. After receiving an attack command, Forest Guard has a 60% chance of triggering another instance of Common Enemy. Result Slash. For every neutral unit, including Rampart, Stronghold, Conflux, Fortress, Dungeon, Cove, and neutral units deployed, increases Forest Guard's attack speed by 7% and div pierce by 70. Every 10 seconds, Forest Guard casts 1 instance of Resolve Slash, dealing damage equal to 120% of own attack to enemy units in a very large range in front of her, also reducing their block value by 500 and unit damage by 50%. These enemy units also lose 50 block value and 5% unit damage per second for 10 seconds. After receiving High Morale, Forest Guard will cast this skill once more with double damage. Cooldown is 4 seconds. Within 8 seconds from receiving High Morale, Forest Guard dispels and gains immunity to Stun, Freeze, Petrify, Silence, and Attack Command. Nurture Will is a passive that increases Forest Guard unit damage by 35% and life drain by 30%. Also gains immunity to any single instant of damage that exceeds 18% of her max HP, which is very useful in current meta and all the units should be receiving that. Upon taking fatal damage, Forest Guard gains invincibility for 3 seconds and recovers 40% of her max HP. This effect only triggers once during the whole battle. When deployed with an Athenian Priest, additionally increases both unit damage and unit damage reduction by 30% each. For every spell amulet that Athenian Priest has, he generates shield equal to 20% of his max HP for herself and Forest Guard. Also additionally increases both units' unit damage reduction and attack speed by 10% each, and it stacks up to 4 times. If Forest Guard HP is lower than 40%, when this effect is triggered, she additionally recovers HP equal to 100% of own attack. When Athenian Priest is in possession of 4 spell amulets, he consumes all amulets to dispel and debuffs on herself and Forest Guard. Both units will also become immune to the effect of Stun, Freeze, Petrify, and Silence for the next 20 seconds. Altogether, a very solid kit. Let's compare her stats to another second wave champion, which will be Arcane Archer. As we can see, she's got that much of attack, defense, and HP, and let's compare it with Arcane Archer. Arcane Archer stats are much higher, but the main reason for that is the power difference thanks to the rosters, as my main account is actually Tower and Castle instead of Neutral. I only have 3 neutral units now with the Forest Guard, so the roster is quite high. As you can see, that's a 3100 power difference. Now, when it comes to emblems, the emblems I ran or had were Path of Assassin as well as a set of Jealousy, okay? But so far, Path of Assassin was superior, although they are quite harder to get than the Jealousy emblems, so I'll suggest switching depending on what you can get higher casted. When it comes to the field test, I tested Forest Guard in Adela. As I said, I can only play 2 formations. In the first fight, I used Sister. Obviously, I would definitely recommend using Priest. However, Adelas mostly run with Sisters. On the other hand, I had Fiona and in that case, I'll replace Dark Elemental with the Forest Guard so we can see the damage output compared to the Dark Elemental. If you want to see this fight with Dark Elemental instead of Forest Guard, you can actually see the preview of the Fallen Angel as well. And there's more fights in my stream, so make sure you go and rewatch it. During the stream, there was a bug with Forest Guard that she was running towards the melee area, and right now it's been fixed, so we'll have a different results, hopefully, as this should impact the unit. But during the tests, the initial test on the test server, she was dealing a lot of damage. However, this damage was not as impactful as the one of another unit being released at the same time, which is Fallen Angel, as Fallen Angel is actually killing units while Forest Guard is doing a lot of damage. Okay, so that's the big difference. Maybe other teams, maybe outside of these 2 factions, she will have a bigger use. Maybe Rampart will be good with it as well. But definitely the team on the left with Fiona is winning, which was happening before I added Forest Guard to both teams. Let's rewind the fight and see the damage output of 2 of these units, of the same unit on both sides. So as we can see on Adela's side, the damage output of Forest Guard is the highest compared to everything else in the team. She out-damages Arcane Archer. On the left side, she out-damages Abyss Lord. So that puts her as a 3rd threat. Now let's run the same fight using Marksman here and Dark Elemental on the other side. This will give us a comparison of the potential of Forest Guard compared to what we have on our server currently, because this is a very standard Adela team and this is a very standard Inferno team with addition of the Fallen Angel. So the outcome is the same. That's mostly part of the Fallen Angel, but as we can see, Dark Elemental damage is so low compared here, although Arcane Archer is still the highest. Naga Queen just dies because of everything that Fallen Angel is doing, and if you don't believe me, check out the video of Fallen Angel I released earlier. And in a similar situation, Marksman dies as well. I believe this is a time where Marksman will be shifted out, and Forest Guard might be a good addition to your Adela team. Now in the previous fight, I ran Forest Guard with Adela, but without Priest. Obviously, she benefits from Priest, and Priest benefits from her as well, as they are linked together. So let's replace Sister and put the Forest Guard back here in the Inferno team and see how this fight outcome will change. So I'm expecting Forest Guard to actually do even more damage on the Adela's team. And since there's no Sister on Adela's team, the Priest on Fiona's team will not be countering the healing on the Adela's team, so the fight might be closer, but we can see that Naga dies again, and that's mainly because of the Fallen Angel, as well as AoE damage from the Forest Guard. Okay, so let's see the damage. The Forest Guard actually lived for 145 seconds, and obviously since Naga's dead, there's nothing here that would do similar damage to Forest Guard. Even Arcane Archer, she lived for 103 seconds and she's done way less damage than the Forest Guard. On the other side, Forest Guard outdamaged both of the Inferno units. However, the result was still the same. We won the fight, although the fight was longer compared to the previous fights. So definitely this setup is better for if you're using Forest Guard done with Sister, which we could notice on global server anyway, that Adela players are shifting away from Sister and putting Priest in. So this damage chart looks quite amazing. However, Forest Guard damage is quite high, she's not as impactful when it comes to killing units, because if I take Fallen Angel away and replace it with Dark Elemental, which obviously is not an ideal choice, but let's say somehow you're Inferno main and you can only choose one, and Forest Guard will be a cheaper option to get as you can buy her. Let's see the outcome of this fight. Okay, let's compare the impact of Fallen Angel against the one of Dark Elemental, and as we can see already, the Abyss Lord is dead. The fight is totally different, and I believe although Forest Guard is doing a lot of damage, there's a draw. Okay, so the impact of Fallen Angel is definitely higher. As we can see, Forest Guard, although 69% of the damage done on the team, there is nothing dead on the, well, except for Naga, because that's a melee. So basically the AoE is killing Naga here. So she is the only casualty on the Adela side, while on the other side Forest Guard is killing Abyss Lord, which is a similar unit to Naga. It's offensive unit that suffers from all the AoE damage. So she's good against the defense, well, the defensive units are alive, but definitely kills the offensive units, but not as impactful as Fallen Angel. So if you have to choose between the two and your Inferno main, make sure you choose Fallen Angel. Remember guys, everything you saw is a footage of test server. Although Forest Guard does a lot of damage in my team, might work differently on yours, especially because my neutral roster is quite low. So she might be much better on global server, but she is not as impactful for Inferno team as Fallen Angel, and doesn't really bring anything to the table when it comes to Adela's team. Although she does a lot of damage, she doesn't bring a victory. Thank you for watching, stay safe, bye!